So I wonder if the Powells are supposed to show up and Alan's supposed to show up. So
Okay.
Is that it?
Is Greg is
those are the only ones that submitted. Let's put it that way.
okay. Well, we didn't submit either. I have pictures that I can share by
Oh yeah,
sharing my screen though.
yeah. Oh, there's Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
Yeah. Show your photos too, Elaine.
Yeah, I just have some
Well,
pinhole. I'll show some pinhole images.
yeah, you can show them after everybody else. Cheryl, your photograph is crooked. Your photograph on the wall. What's the matter?
I am at a hotel and the Wi-Fi in my room isn't working, so I'm actually in the lobby. I'm gonna pretty much mute myself during this meeting because there's all kinds of noises here. So I'll hear you if you need me to talk up, but I'm just gonna mute here, okay?
Okay, well, wait a minute. I need you to talk. Where are you?
Oh, I'm in Bakersfield.
Oh, no wonder that the photograph is crooked. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm in a Homewood Suites hotel in Bakersfield.
Oh, do you have
Oh, boy.
do you have a cow in your room?
Do I have a cow?
In your room?
It's not cattle country in Bakersfield.
Yeah, no,
Boy,
it
I
could be.
tried to put the better virtual background in, but I guess it wouldn't go. I don't know. There we go. Wait a minute. Okay,
There you go. Oh, there you go.
much better, matches my shirt.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just waiting for the Powells to come on, assuming they're
said-
going.
Just so you ought to know, they don't raise no cattle in Bakersfield. The big industry there is oil
Yeah,
and agriculture.
yep.
It's,
But I have to agree, I fell in love with a cow one day.
and she loved you back.
She did.
So that actually the best about Bakersfield is you can always go to Oildale.
Yeah.
Ever been to Oildale?
No,
It's a colorful place.
really? How far
What's
from
there?
Bakersfield?
It's not very far away. What's there, Alan?
A lot of poor people in trailers.
Really? Is it photogenic?
In kind of an apocalyptic sense, yes.
Oildale.
Yeah, I used to work
I've
in
never heard
Bakersfield.
of that.
That's something we might have to look into making a trip.
There we go. It's beautiful.
Yeah, because
Friendly.
Bakersfield's only what, 2 or 3 hours from here?
We used to share an area code with them,
Uh-huh.
but they changed that. We kept the 805 and they got the 661. But yeah, it's quite the place.
Oildale.
Oildale. Yeah, Jim, you got to consider maybe moving to Oildale. I hope this isn't going to be on the internet. I'll probably get my house burned down or something. I used to live in the San Joaquin Valley, so.
Recording.
Uh-oh.
Got a great
You
aunt
can
that lived
start
in
recording now,
Bakersfield.
Jim.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to start the recording, and then Cheryl, you can go ahead and say whatever you want to say, or do you want to say anything? I guess Cheryl's ignoring us.
I think
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I'm going to start the recording.
she's muted.
There we go. Recording's on. So since Cheryl's not talking, why don't we give Alan the floor?
All right, where is everybody?
Well, Greg is not here because he's got some woman wants to take him to dinner tonight.
Oh, that's
Wow.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
He's giving this up just to go to dinner with a woman.
Yep. Well, he says it's a woman.
well, it better not be a cow. Oh, and I'll say this: I'm in Chicago, so it's like after 9 o'clock here. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's in Chicago. You're 2 hours. You're
Yeah, 2 hours ahead.
you're Central Time.
Central.
How can it be Central?
It is.
There's more than half the country to the left.
Well, I wish it was the case for. Anyway, yeah, it's the way it goes. But it's central. It's east of the Mississippi.
So you ever wonder why they call it the Midwest?
Because it has to do with the fact that they called it that. Then once Western expansion happened, I mean, it was considered the far West in the late 1700s.
I know.
And as they went further and further west, eventually ended up in Hawaii and Guam.
But you think we'd get over it, because it certainly isn't the Midwest today.
Well, that's true. Oh well. Well, anyway, as far as the meeting goes, first of all, I guess we should just start the meeting officially and ask if there are any announcements.
I have an announcement.
Ed has an announcement.
Yeah, are we ready for an announcement?
Announcement.
Okay, the announcement, Santa Maria Library, 10 o'clock Saturday morning for the photographs that were hanging there. No frames, but matted, and we'll meet in front of the library and we'll see what we can make happen.
I'll plan to be there.
Good, that'd be great. Anybody has questions about it, they can pop me an email or give me a call. Email is probably better. But it's pretty straightforward and get a change over there.
I've got a number of Playboy photos that I plan to bring.
Well, I got some hustler stuff too, so I think we're gonna be good.
Oh, we'll do a retrospective.
Yeah.
Yes.
Penny's got some Playgirl stuff, and
Yeah.
I got some stuff from the S&M Weekly, so I think we'll be all right.
That's
Indeed.
not.
Hey, when you're done with them, Ed, can I borrow them?
They're the same ones I got from you already.
Oh, hey, so as far as field trips go, no field trips in June, is that correct?
Right. The one for May is happening this Friday, so 2 days from now.
Okay.
Meeting at 5:20 in the afternoon at the trailhead for Poly Canyon to go up to the students' architecture village up there. So
Penny, I've never been to Cal Poly in the 6 years I've lived here. I've never gone there. So I'm going to be following your directions that you had. And so if for some
I
reason,
stole them off the internet, Ed. We're good.
well,
Trouble right there.
if for some reason, I'm not showing up quite on time, I'll probably give you a call, say, where the hell am I? Kind of thing.
That's good. That's why I wanted you to RSVP, so
Right.
to give us some leeway there, because I haven't been to Cal Poly since I graduated, so.
Well, my Waze GPS or navigation system should take me there, but you never know.
Yeah, if it could just take you to the intersection, that the directions, and I did attach a map to,
Right.
that kind of gives you an idea of maybe even using what's those coordinates that they had on.
Yeah, but the GPS coordinates, but
GPS,
yeah. But I can't put those in my system. So
okay.
I think this is also known as I think they call it the architectural graveyard.
right.
Yes.
Local name.
That's the one.
Yeah. I wanted to go, but oh well. I can't deal with problems here. So well, that sounds good. And I look forward to seeing people's images from that, because I just see little snippets on the news. I'd like to. I think that looks like a fantastic place to do photography.
Yeah.
Well, we can always do it another time. It's local, so
Yeah.
easy to do.
Yeah, we could even do an unofficial trip,
Of course.
Yeah, at Cal Poly also, there's the Lone Pine Arboretum, which I believe this time of year is when the proteas are all blooming. They have a lot of South African plants, and that's also something at Cal Poly. Maybe we could do sometime.
Yeah, it's a different location than where we are headed, I believe.
Yeah.
So yes, you were saying about June, I'm going to not be able to do field trips that month. So if anyone would like to have a field trip, I'll assist you in any way I can, if need be, but usually it's just to get your information together and head it off to Frank, and Frank will send it out to the membership. So, and if you had something to put in the galleon about that, that's fine. I'll probably have something for July in advance so that I can have something in the June galleon. And Flavio, are you taking any time off from the galleon this summer? Are you planning to not have, maybe do a combination of months?
You're muted. You're muted. Flavio, you're muted.
Okay. No. I say yes. I can make the galleon every month, so no problem.
Okay. Good.
I'm taking a field trip in June, driving to North Carolina.
That's a good one.
Yeah, bring us along.
Yeah, I got room in the horse trailer.
Now, the first Wednesday of June the first Wednesday is the 1st of June, if I remember right, or is it the 7th of June?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, it's the first. The first is the first Wednesday.
Okay, I'll be unfortunately in Paris, so I'll miss it.
You poor thing.
Oh, and we were counting on you to bring the pizza, Jim.
Yeah.
What is Cheryl doing? She's giving us signals.
She's in a hotel.
She's muted
With-
because
with-
it's a noisy lobby where
Yeah.
she's at.
Oh, okay.
And she has a crooked picture on the wall.
Yeah.
So she said she stayed muted because all the noise that goes through.
Okay. Does anybody here have any questions about the new setup with our meeting schedule? Because I think, I don't know, we talked about it last time too. I think everyone was there, but that's what Cheryl was going to explain.
Send out emails each time so we know where to go.
Yeah, I think the best,
Good idea.
because it is a little confusing, just send out an email reminding people, what location you're supposed to be at.
And what's happening.
Yeah.
My understanding is we're supposed to police the COVID testing or vaccination thing ourselves. So our word is law. So
Yeah,
you're going to
Cheryl.
do it, Cheryl. Okay. So do people need to bring their vaccination cards? We'll take everyone at their word.
Yes.
I think
Well,
that's better.
But so the first day we meet at Merrill, if we
Yeah.
show a vaccination card, we shouldn't have to show it again.
Well,
Is that
maybe
correct?
we could have some kind of a list then
Right.
where we know that we've already provided it.
Right, just have a list and said vaccinated, a check mark, yes or no,
Uh-huh.
and then, but there's no reason to have to show it every time we show up.
Yeah.
You can always take a picture of it and store it on your phone. And
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, I've got it.
I've got the thing from some website or something that should QR
Yeah.
code. And
Yeah.
I've got the same thing. That's California.
I have it on my phone too. I just have to
Yeah.
be able to find it.
I just drew a QR code and pasted it at the front of my phone. So
Using Photoshop.
yes.
Just blew up a picture with all the grain. That's my QR code.
Right.
So I've got a question. Cheryl, are you going to bring maybe 2 or 3 test kits with you? So we'll have the test kits. 5, okay. So that's good. Okay, that works out good.
But do we
So
have to
then
have
we're-
the boosters and both boosters or what?
So I think it's just supposed to be just vaccinated, double vax.
Just the 2? Okay.
Yeah. So I think it'll be nice getting back together again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
the
we
board
won't-
meeting
we
was
won't-
fun.
We won't be able to be together. Ed and I will be out of town, so.
We will be in Oregon.
In June,
Oh,
Yes, for part of June.
you'll be where?
Oregon.
Oh, Oregon. I thought you said Florida.
Yeah,
No, someday maybe.
yeah, we have a family get together.
so
It's an
we'll
execution
probably
is what it is.
we'll probably need to send out reminders for June for the competition with a reminder that it's a print competition. And the same way we'll need to send out a reminder in June that it's a digital competition.
Right.
Well, there's
It's not gonna be both.
it's not both.
Not both. We're gonna have a pizza
Oh, that's
party.
right. Just,
In July.
July.
Yeah,
Every
so
other.
that's right. So it's June is that's right. June is the digital competition. So we'll send it, and then July will be the print. I'm jet lagged badly. I took a night flight last night. Okay. Well, do we have any more discussion about our future?
Well, I'm making an assumption, and I know we're gonna have to wear masks when we go to Merrill Gardens. And the assumption is, once we get in the meeting room, we'll be allowed to take the masks off. Or, to eat pizza. How are we going to be eating pizza?
Yes.
Who's the mask?
Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. The email I sent out said we are allowed to take the masks off to eat and drink briefly, but that shouldn't be abused by us not putting them back on right away.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just gonna blend my pizza and use a straw.
Okay?
Knock yourself out.
It sounds like Merrill
Sounds
Gardens
yummy.
basically is trusting us to be on our honor. So, in every
There may be
respect,
some people there that check on us. I am not sure.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
they'll probably have the 90-year-old police come around and check us. Beat up anybody who's not wearing a mask.
well, I know this is still very serious for the elderly.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it definitely
And,
is.
yeah, and my son and daughter-in-law just came down with COVID, and they had fevers, and they tested negative until like 3 days after the fever, and then it showed up positive. So, it's
Well, the home tests are not.
yeah, both of
Not
them
really.
tested negative, but they
Yeah.
figured they had it because they had fevers, and they never get fevers, and
Well, yeah, the home
eventually it
tests
did come out with a real strong positive, but not right away.
I tested positive, and I never had a fever, and I got a
Yeah,
PCR
so
test and an antigen test, and I never had a fever the entire time. Yeah, it's
just so you know, if you test positive and you have flu-like symptoms, there is a pill that treats Omicron. It's quite effective.
yeah,
Within hours you will have no symptoms at all. So if you're suffering with, head congestion and coughing and so forth, fevers, it eradicates the symptoms very, very quickly and is very effective.
But you
It's
have to
sort
take.
of like the five-day tablets that you take for influenza. It's similar to that. It is a prescription, and you have to get it started within 5 days of symptoms.
yeah. My son and daughter-in-law, they had a fever, and then the fever went away for a day, and then the fever came back, briefly, but they didn't feel terrible. My son, in fact, was out doing gardening and working in his yard while he had it. But yeah, now he's got this dry cough that's lingering, but it's kind of late for them to do that. But yeah, we should you can't get it. You have to have a prescription, I understand, to get it. So you wouldn't be able to keep it on hand, would you?
That is correct, but most often people are finding they can call their doctor's office and tell them where they had their positive test, and the doctor will call in the prescription. They don't want to see you in their office with COVID.
Right. Okay.
Cool.
And
Good to know.
Just call your doctor.
So what's the pill called?
Paxlovid, Paxlovid.
it's only $700 for the prescription.
Well, people that are going to Paris, I mean, they've got deep pockets, so that's no
That's
concern.
right. Okay, is there anything else we need? How are we gonna get the pizzas? Do you want me to
Good
go out and
question.
get them?
Any volunteers to get the pizza?
Where do we want to get pizzas from? I remember Dave Cleary made a big deal about Costco.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Chicago, there we go.
Shouldn't we send out a little, are you going to attend, so that we can get an estimate of, of people, so that we'll know an estimate
Very
how
good
much pizza
idea.
we should buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, know how much pizza
That's a good
we need.
idea. The week before, I'll have Frank send out a email blast about that. Okay.
Okay.
And we've had
I'm
some
making a note
supplies.
now, too.
We've had some supplies in the meeting room. I assume they're still there, but
Yuck.
he has cups and plates and forks and stuff. Maybe we need to just have something as a backup, just in case it's not there anymore, or it's been over 2 years.
Well, we definitely need napkins.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
And-
if you're getting takeout pizza, you could ask for that, and they could probably provide plates and forks and napkins. I would think so, but I don't know.
A lot of places do provide those things. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Maybe
you'd probably
somebody
have
could
to
bring
ask.
drinks and cups. Just the reason I say that is they may have cleaned it out. I mean, the last I remember in the old meeting room, didn't the cabinet door fall off or something like that? Wasn't it that it was broken?
Yeah.
I still have keys to the closet. I don't know who else does.
I have keys to the closet.
Okay.
I didn't realize the cabinet door had been broken.
Yeah, I think it like at the end of it. Pretty sure it was the cabinet door. I remember the shelves broke, and Dave Clary and somebody else fixed them. But then I think the door came out, the hinges broke off or something.
Okay.
Well,
So
I think pizza is pretty simple. We simply need some paper plates and some napkins, some glasses, and some beverages.
We'll bring a couple of liters of, I guess, soda. We don't normally drink soda, but
I don't either.
maybe we better not bring too much soda. I don't know how many people drink soda.
We'll bring some
Yeah.
water.
We'll bring
would
some
you guys-
waters.
Would you guys just drink water?
Yeah.
We wouldn't need cups if we just have water balls.
That's true.
I can bring a
Or
case
just soda,
of
or
water.
just soda bottles, even
Yeah.
smaller bottles.
We'll bring some root beer. Well, not a lot, but we'll bring some root beers. And maybe if we bring the
Okey-doke.
cans, we won't need cups.
Okay.
I'll bring a case of water.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, one thing of clarity that I just realized. The June meeting is going to be prints or digital. I'm confused on that because.
It is digital and it is architecture and it's the third Wednesday of the month.
Yeah, June is digital, Jim.
Okay. So
The
okay.
middle meeting.
And it's on.
And that'll be the
online,
third.
digital online.
Right. That'll be the third. The reason because I'll still be in Paris on the 1st, and I wanted to make if it was going to be a competition night, I needed to make sure I got photos to somebody.
It's not.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. Thanks.
You
You can
remember
share,
you
though.
talked about having people bring their prints though, just to show if people wanted to bring some prints
Sure.
to the June meeting, show and tell type of thing. Just to remind you.
Yeah, that
Alan,
sounds
do you
good.
have other plans for that meeting for a program besides like show and tell?
No, I don't think so. I think we should keep it simple and just sort of a welcome back thing because we're going to be feeling our way into Merrill Gardens. We want to make sure that I'm guessing that the print I don't know, Flavia, do you have the print display stand or whatever you have that? That works okay.
Yes.
So we're just gonna, we're gonna make sure we have our extension cords. I mean, it's kind of like basically we're just kind of checking it out again. So I assume we have all our extension cords and our junk in the. I mean, I don't know. Last I heard, didn't we have a bunch of? I mean, didn't at one time we had a bunch of prints that were sitting on top of the cabinet in the storage room, and I guess they got given out eventually. But I haven't been in there in over 2 years. So I don't know what's back there. We had the coffee makers. I don't know if any of that stuff has changed.
A lot of that food, like the coffee and the creamers and stuff, probably should be tossed out.
Yeah. So I think we have enough to do there that it's really basically just sort of getting back in there.
Yeah.
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 Well, I just did a quick calculation and I realized that we've got about 5.5 square feet of forehead skin in this little group of people.
Sounds like you're bored.
He's itching to show some of his photographs, I think. Well, is there any more discussion on the meeting or do we have it down or?
Well, we can start.
All right, take it away.
Okay, so I'm going to show these just in alphabetic order, and then Elaine has some things to show after we're done with the submitted work. Whoops.
I can show a couple things I shot yesterday.
Okay, that'll be great. Let's see here. Which one? I think it's this one right here. Oh, hang on. There we go. I got to clean up my screen here because my screen gets all corrupted with stuff. Okay, so these are Alan's. What is this, Alan?
That is a camera, my $250 Lens Baby pinhole thing on it. I was
Oh, okay.
to go to
That's the Lens Baby Obscura.
Yeah, it's called the Obscura, like a camera Obscura.
Mm-hmm.
It consists of 3 settings: 90, f45, f22. F90 is a straight pinhole. F45 is called a pinhole sieve. It's a straight pinhole with little holes around it. And F22 is a pinhole with circles around it. What it does is the sieve and the circles, they affect the highlights. So, and then the other thing is it has a piece of glass in it because I was worried about getting dirt on the sensor. So it has a piece of glass on it. It's not a lens. It's just it's optical quality glass, but it doesn't correct anything.
Right.
So this thing is a pancake lens. And so I was going to be at the group, but then my mom had an accident. So I couldn't be there. So I'm on National Pinhole Day. I shot this picture later, but all the other 9 pictures I showed were all on that day. So you can show those.
And so you just have a little ring you turn and it changes the aperture basically.
Right, the ring is on the inside. You kind of put your fingers in there and twist it. It's kind of cool. I'm working on shooting a video with it because it creates like a real dreamlike look.
Very good. Now,
Yeah,
you'll have to show us when you get that done.
yeah.
Okay.
Next. So this is kind of like I don't know, kind of a. I think I used. I think I shot these in RAW, but the profiles, if you say with the Fuji camera, you can save the profiles in it. You can use them as starting points in Lightroom. This is like a sepia profile. This is all
Okay.
stuff in my yard.
Which aperture in that lens did you use for this?
You know, I don't remember. I was more concentrated on the look at the time. But basically, you can tell when you use the f/22 one with the circles because you see circles around things, and uh, and then the f/45, you see little spots all over the place.
Very good.
Very unscientific. So this one I think might have been done with the f/45.
Alan, your audio is kind of sounds like you're talking through a pillow.
Oh, I'm on an iPad.
There you go.
There, you're better now.
Oh, I think I had my finger. I don't know where the microphone is on this thing. I've only had it for a couple of months.
Well, sit on your hands then.
Yeah, there. This I like. I like this image because it looked like, you've ever seen like old Russian like Sergei Eisenstein films from the 20s. It had that look. So
What are we looking at here? A tree?
yeah, that's an orange tree.
Orange tree.
Or clementines.
What are the little spots at the top?
That's from another tree. That's
Okay.
Those are leaves, and the sun was hitting it, and that created the highlights. And then the lens, or whatever you call this thing. I guess you don't call it a lens, but it lets the light come in like that.
It looks like might be an alien invasion.
Oh, it is actually.
Yeah.
It's an impression of underwater.
I was going to say, I thought that was underwater. I thought I was looking at an aquarium. Or
Yeah,
something.
I did too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well, it's an alien invasion. I'm sorry.
Yeah, underwater.
Did you convert it to black and white from a color?
I shot it in a black and white profile, and so then with the Fuji cameras, and once you put them in Lightroom, you can also with the Fuji camera, you can if you shoot it in RAW, you can it uses the camera as a processing tool using this program they have. But I didn't do that. It's a kind of pain in the neck to do that. This is in Lightroom. I put it in Lightroom. I used the black and white profile that I shot it in, and use that as a starting point.
Very good.
Thank you.
And then that's my fake F.W. Murnau 1913 horror flick thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, Alan.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Then this one is that you can tell this is definitely the F-22 because of the circles that goes around the sun there. You can see the, and that was shot in the so-called Velvia profile, though it doesn't really look like Velvia, but it's saturated like Velvia.
So that that Fuji camera, you have profiles that you can set in the camera.
Yeah, yeah, it has like they call them film simulations.
Uh-huh.
When you put it in Lightroom, it takes it in as that. You can also use Adobe ones, but you can use the Fuji ones too. Actually, I have a little pocket Sony camera that does the same thing with the Sony profiles.
But it's done in camera, right?
Done in camera, yeah.
Yeah.
It's done in camera, and so Lightroom. I think when you use Lightroom, it actually has to mimic it. They have to
Right.
reverse engineer it because they're not under license. But it does a pretty good job of getting it similar.
Well, the camera probably in the raw file and the XF information probably
Yeah, sure, it's a raw
yeah,
file.
it probably says it was processed this way and you should do it this way too, basically. Yeah.
And that's a Velvia simulation.
That's pretty colorful.
Yeah.
Oh, those are glasses.
Yeah. No, I like this one because the light's going through it, so it kind of inverts them, kind of like an MC Escher thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, yeah. I like the shadows from the supports for the table.
One thing I used Lightroom for was to do extreme like vignetting.
Uh-huh.
Because it works out really well with the pinhole effect.
When I want vignette, I just use my fingers on the camera.
There you go. Too much work.
Which one did you submit up to Pinhole Day? Did you?
I didn't because I didn't get around to it. But also the link that was in the Italian, I got it. It said this domain is for sale. So I.
Oh.
You had the wrong address. That's all.
Try Tony's link
Oh,
that he had in the email. Then
too late
that worked for me.
Is it too late to send something in?
No,
Oh, okay, I'll do that.
it just has to be. And there's a Santa Maria.
They did have a deadline.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
No,
I don't
no,
remember what it. I think you had.
Till like the end of this month.
I think you have a little bit more time. Yeah.
Right. And put it in the Santa Maria Camera Club group.
Okay.
It makes sense when you're on the website there.
I've been so busy lately, I haven't been able to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can, and then we'll go look at it. Or you can you can post to the club where with a link. They give you a link right to your submission. So
I really enjoyed shooting this. I mean, I'm thinking this is more fun than a lot of things I've done with cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it.
Very good.
That's cool.
Is this your backyard?
That's my backyard. Yeah, I live in a condo.
Very good. Yeah, I like that, Alan.
yeah, I do too. The fence.
And is that the orange tree that was in the?
No, that's a lemon,
Oh,
a Meyer lemon. They had 2 citrus trees.
okay. These are cool.
Yeah, it's kind of surrealistic.
Are these in your backyard also?
Yeah, I garden with a lot of succulents.
Uh-huh.
I've got the scars to prove it.
It's a nice photo, Alan.
Thanks.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Okay, so let's see here. If we go to EEP.
Oh,
What is this, Ed?
That looks familiar. I think I shot that.
That's
Yeah.
not Pinhole.
This is
Oh,
a
that's
pinhole
sharp.
at F2058,
At
and
what?
it's a 7.5 hour exposure.
Yeah, F.
But that's why it looks so sharp. No, none of these are pinholes.
Yeah.
Penny and I went up to the Two Rivers Jazz Festival, the first or second weekend of April. I'm not sure when it was. Three Rivers Festival. And these are, I've just got a few of my favorites to show here. I think this is Marty Eggers on bass. He played with a lot of big names. A lot of these guys that I photographed and some that I recorded years ago played with some big names in music in even as far back as the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And what happened is they didn't lose their talent, but they got tired, and they just wanted smaller venues and less of a pain in the ass to get around and do stuff. So, but I believe this is Marty Eggers. I have to look it up to be sure, but I knew he was there at the festival.
Very good.
Back up just a second. I had to photograph another bass player that was judged, and the judge complained that the strings were blurred, and I restrained myself and didn't say, well, you're not going to hear anything if the strings aren't moving. But this is just before they started the tune, and I do like this one.
It's a great shot. I love it.
All right, turn off the dogs.
Who's got the dogs? They need to mute themselves.
My dogs are all asleep.
It's calling user two, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, Ed. Okay, so we move on.
Here we go. Howard Miata is this guy. I first saw him and heard him play and recorded him. He was playing tuba with a band called Night Blooming Jasmine. He's an instructor, and well, he may even be retired now too. But I really like this photograph. He really pops against the black background, and it's nice. Some of these venues were pretty dark. I think this particular one, I was able to shoot some of them at ISO 3200, but some of the photos here were done at 12,800. There might even be a 2560 in here.
But
I bought the camera. I bought the R5 to photograph jazz festivals, and then COVID came along and shut down all the festivals. So it was close to 3 years, about 2.5 years before I got to use the camera for what I bought it for. But and then it's slightly different than the R 5D Mark II that I've been using, and so stuff that required fast action and quick changes, I missed a lot of them because I was turning the wrong dials all the time. But this one I think came out really nicely.
Well, he's got a lot of light on him, so I would assume that you don't have to have such a high ISO with all that.
This is probably one that got away with 3200, but
yeah.
The light, they can look bright, but they're not necessarily. They aren't necessarily. It's just the high ISO, and it brings the light. It's the camera sees better than my eyes do. So,
right.
But yeah, I think this was at a location where it's probably 3200 or 6400.
Very good.
Mark Caparone, and I was pleased to be able to get this shot. The black diamond on the right, I wanted to lead into him, but I didn't want it to stab him. So I wanted him covering part of that, and then I wanted the horn framed within the lighter segment of the panel behind him to kind of frame the horn. And I waited a while for it to get this. Not too long. He was in the right place, and I got in the right place. He didn't move around a whole lot. But I like the angle of his face and the eyes wide open, and I think it's a good shot of him.
Which lens?
That was probably shot with the 70 to 200. I'm guessing it might have been at around 150 or 200 millimeters. I'm not real sure.
All right, so you're off stage on this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am off stage. The Pismo Festival, I have all access. I can go on stage, I can go behind stage, I can go wherever I want. I have even asked the musicians sometimes, I don't want to interrupt their performance. They're there to play music, not to be photographed. But I've occasionally asked, this next number, can I get up really close with a wide angle lens? And I've never been turned down, but they do appreciate knowing somebody's going to stick it. I'm going to be really close. Is that okay? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But this festival, I didn't have that kind of access. I generally, I like to stay out of the way of the musicians. I don't want to be between the musicians and the people who came to hear the music. They want to connect with the audience. And I think that's one of the things they appreciate about me, besides the photographs. They're generally very happy with the photographs, but I am out of the way and I'm obtrusive. If I stand up, I get the shot and then I'm out of the way again quickly, and not creating a problem there.
And
He's
you, sorry.
yeah.
Go-
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and you are in a full frame camera, so 150
Yes,
is
it's a full frame camera.
150.
Yeah,
Okay, thank
it's
you.
the Canon R5, which I've been real
Okay.
happy with.
Yeah, he's developing a really nice Dizzy Gillespie neck there.
Yep.
This is a local guy, Carl Sonny Leyland, he goes by. This is a nice venue. I've done this photograph before with another guy, Brian Holland, and
same-
I didn't get the focus right, but on this one I did, and I just like it. It really sets him off nicely. The room it's a nice room for this. I like the background instead of the cluttered. Most of the stages are pretty cluttered, but this is nice. This guy's a good piano player too.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I think this is a great photo, Ed.
Yeah, I'm pleased. I'm glad that you like it. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just look at all the colors, and
Yeah.
and it
They're all
is
harmonious.
yeah, and
Yeah, there is, and that's what I liked about it. The colors in the piano match the colors in the background, and then he stands out nicely. And I think it shows his command of the piano and his connection with it very well.
well.
Great shot.
Sorry, go ahead.
Great shot.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say also, fortunately, he was wearing green, which is a nice contrasting,
Yes.
to the yellow background.
Yeah.
True.
And then you've got all these really beautiful color tones. You've got yellows and you've got reds and you've got blacks and grays and things like that. And there's even green right in front of him on the inside of the piano. So
Yeah.
color-wise,
The green was just serendipity. I didn't ask him to change shirts for that. He was...
yeah. I mean, it really comes together color-wise.
Yeah, I'm pleased with it.
Yeah.
I like all the angles and
Yeah.
the leading lines too.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
really
real big with diagonals. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, you've got the diagonals in the strings and.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. And then
Yeah.
and then the counterpoint, you've got over here on the lower left the circle and the rounded shape. So it's
Right.
yeah, I'm real pleased with the way it worked out.
Yeah.
I saw the piano there, and I saw during one of the concerts the guy playing behind it, and I didn't want to get up there in front of the piano while they were playing, but I thought there was potential there. Last year when we went, and I made a photograph, but I didn't realize at the time I didn't have the lens on autofocus, so I was focused too short. And a small print is okay, but anything much more than a 5x7 probably is not going to work out too well. So I talked to Carl before the performance, before they started. I said, I'd like to make a photograph of you here, is what I have in mind. And so anyway, we did it, and I'm pleased it came out. I'm glad other people besides myself like it.
Yeah, very good. Okay.
Bass player, same venue, just the shadow. And
Oh, I see.
I liked it, so I photographed it.
Yeah.
That would have made a nice pinhole, Ed.
Yeah, it would have been a nice pinhole, but you'd have to have a long pinhole, a focal length for it. That's probably about shot maybe 200 or 300 millimeters.
Yeah.
So another shadow thing. Penny pointed this out to me. I was photographed this band. They're called the Memphis Speed Kings, and this guy with a white bass, outstanding bass player, very energetic, very rockabilly, 100 miles an hour kind of guy, and the shadows, I think, do set it off nicely, particularly against the white bass like that. So kudos to Penny for noticing it, because I was focused on the whole band. And this is the band minus the bass player. He's off to the left. These guys, oh man, do you remember the guy's name on the guitar? Penny? I don't remember. Dave Bennett on piano. Gosh, he has the
I don't know. He had a different kind of name.
Yeah, I don't remember their
But
names.
it doesn't matter.
I'm an old fart. It doesn't matter. And I don't remember the drummer's name either. The drummers are really hard to photograph because they're always tucked back in a cave back there and frequently not very well lighted. But here this guy is. These guys are coming from Jerry Lee Lewis and Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and those guys, and they did their homework. Their stage presence was very, very good for that genre and for, trying to relive some of those moments with those characters. This guy would do the duck walk and everything else, and the guy on the piano, he's standing up and he's hard on pianos. I wouldn't want him playing my piano.
He's playing with parts of his body.
Yeah, he's playing with his foot and every other kind of thing till you can't rest.
Yeah, interesting.
But the music was very good also. It wasn't just a stage show. They were very good musicians. The guy on guitar, I can't remember his name now, but he's got contracts with a couple of with a guitar company and somebody else. Anyway, very, very strong musicians and very versatile. Dave Bennett plays this rockabilly stuff and also does a lot of swing and very calm, mellow
Clarinet.
quartet. Yeah, plays clarinet, also plays guitar, and also plays drums. But his main strength is on the piano and the guitar, or piano and the clarinet. But
You know what I
great
really
music.
like about this image is I like the very bottom of the frame that shows the water bottles, and I don't know why, but to me that just it makes me feel like I'm there.
Well, yeah,
And
I like that too.
and
Point.
yeah, I just really like that touch to it.
I sometimes try to remove extraneous items from the stage if I can and do it cleanly, but a lot of times I don't because it kind of it shows the immediacy. It's a live thing. It's not staged. I mean, they're on a stage, but not staged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it reveals the character and the nature of the actual event. This was taken very close to the stage. In fact, I think I was just looking at. I think it was a 26 millimeter focal length for photographing this.
Yeah.
And as I said, I get up there, make the shot, decide what I want to do, and get my settings right where I want them. Get up there, make the exposure, and then get the hell out of the way again. And this one came
They're
out real
moving
nice.
around, so I would imagine.
Oh yeah,
It's hard to get that guitar so it's not, intersecting the guy's head, and
there's a lot of movement.
you
There's a
got
lot of movement.
everybody's faces,
Generally,
well.
motor drive, and the R5 will do it, 20 frames per second, which is kind of ridiculous to me, but I'll shoot it at 3 or 5 and knock off several. And this was the best of there was probably 4 or 5 frames here.
Yeah, I agree with Elaine that in this photo, the stuff at the bottom, the wires and all of that are really, I think, important.
Yeah.
I think they are too.
Yeah, but also that symbol sticking out from the right corner. I mean, that's really important too. A lot of people would say, you've heard so many times that you don't want something cut off at the edge of the frame. But this tells you there's another person there.
Yeah.
Well, I thought about removing the symbol. It'd been real easy to do, but
Oh yeah, you could clone that out pretty easy.
But then it didn't look right.
Well,
it seemed literally to me that something was missing.
It had to balance.
Yeah, balance is really what it amounted to.
Well, but again, it shows you there's another band member there.
The drummer's right there.
Okay, so the same group with the bass player, and I think this was the one that was at 26 millimeters, and the same kind of thing though. Get up, get the shot, and get out. All of them are lighted nicely, and you can see the kind of stage antics and stuff that they do. I think it presents the band well.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, it doesn't work in color.
Yeah, it's good in black and white.
Yeah.
To me anyway, it didn't work in color.
Yeah.
The color was just a distraction. I just wanted the light and the lines and the shapes and the a triangle from the drummer on the bottom left going up to the guitar man and then back down to the piano. Nice triangle shape. And then I like the overhead light which some might say is a distraction, but I think it completes the scene and the reality of the event there. So I left it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna change something. So now when I look at this one and I look at this one, I realize that there's not another band member. It's just the guy's symbol.
Part of the drum set.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Part of the drum set.
Yeah.
Just how it's arranged.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Piano player, don't remember his name. I think this was with Rigney's band. No, Rigney had Caroline Dahl. I don't remember which band this is with.
That was the Dave Bennett.
Was it the
Quartet.
Dave Bennett Quartet? Okay.
No, that wasn't it either.
So,
Well,
but
no matter.
anyway, I don't know what his name is, but I liked the opportunity here, and I took several frames. I wanted to get at least one hand. Actually, you could see him pressing the keys there, and so I ran 3 to 6 frames, and this was the one that worked. I liked the lights. It kind of balances the image, gives some weight to the right side with the man on the left, and then his arm reaching across to the right. So I liked the composition, and I didn't have to tell him what to do. He just played his piano, and his hand moved over there, punched the button, got a few frames, and this one worked.
Yeah, it's nice photo.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
This is a rare photograph of Tom Rigney. I did remove a mic stand. This is a case where I thought it was better to remove something. The mic stand came up just along the neck of the fiddle to the right of his hand there, our right. And I removed that. I thought, just a huge distraction. But the amazing thing about this is he's got his eyes open. He generally plays with his eyes closed, and they don't come open very often. But this is nice, and I just like I think it's nice that his shirt, the colors of the shirt match the fiddle, and I like the shot.
Yeah, it's a nice shot, Ed. It's good.
Mhm.
All right.
We've seen that before.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's really good work, Ed, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice.
Nice.
I
Okay,
like
so
doing it, and I have, like I said, access for the Pismo Festival, which I think will be in February instead of October next time around. But I'm looking forward to that too. We are leaving for Topanga, Agura Hills, I think it is, for the Topanga Banjo Fiddle Contest, which is on the 15th of May, and I'll be photographing that. And I've got some nice pictures there too. So hopefully you get some more.
cool. Okay, now we're going to
Just
show
talking
some.
about Agora.
So this is going to be some photos from me. Whoops, damn. Come back here. Hang on, guys. Are you still there?
We're still here.
We're all gone.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I know he's got too many pictures.
Yeah. You
There we
got
are.
one selected.
There we
Click
go.
on one.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Several of these are from Redondo Beach, and it's some of the early stuff I did. And I did a lot of painting on these. Who's not muted and making a lot of noise? Anyway, so I basically just painted, converted it to I think I converted it to black and white, and then I painted over.
Yeah, cool.
That's a nice effect.
Yeah, thanks.
So is that something new for you to be doing, Jim?
No, this is some early work. I haven't been doing much of this lately. This was an experiment. And what I did was, well, I'll show you a little later on here. This bird kept getting in the photographs.
Yeah, I like the one with the bird in it.
Again, this is, like I said, down in Redondo Beach. This one, I did a lot of painting on it. What I would do is I'd put new layers on, and then set it to whatever blend mode I want, and then I choose a color and paint just on that layer. And then when I wanted another color, I'd put add another new layer and paint it on that with the color. And and what I did, this is just for, it's nothing technical, but you can label, or you can name the layers. And so what I did was, in the layers, I said like it's green, but then I would put in the actual RGB numbers so that if I wanted to go back at some point and capture that exact color and paint it someplace else, I could just click on that layer with the color sampler and use it that way. Now, some people say, well, all you have to do is put it into a swatch, because you can create custom swatches in Photoshop with the colors that you want to use. The problem is you might have 5 or 6 different shades of blue, and then you have to go around and kind of mess around and try to figure out which one it is. But if you've got the RGB colors in it, you don't have to do that. So.
Very moody.
Say what?
Very moody.
Yeah.
Moody.
Just like me.
Yeah, a lot of contrast.
Yeah. And I think, okay, so now we get these are obviously the pinholes.
Mm-hmm.
I have one, I didn't put it up here, but I cropped it differently. And so I cropped it sort of, you see where it says Glassworks up there? Now I cropped it in camera. And where it says Glassworks, like cut off the the GL in Glassworks.
Glassworks.
And it just says Assworks.
So what was your pinhole technique? Use digital?
Yeah, this is digital. And I forgot to tell you, I went up there with Ron and Elaine, and I forgot my glasses, so I couldn't see anything. And so when when I'd expose, I just take a photo. It had it in live view to take a photo, and if I couldn't see it, then I'd adjust the ISO and take another photo, and if that was under or over, then I'd adjust it the other way, that kind of stuff. So these most of these are shot blind almost.
Oh,
They look better than usual.
You say what?
At least
I
you
think
didn't
it's
have
a
to
really
worry
cool
about
concept.
focusing.
Yeah.
Studio Gall.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is on one of the.
Yeah, it's Potty Gall.
I'm sorry?
It's Potty Gall.
Yeah, exactly. There was a church there, and this is a little fake sitting room. You can't go anything. You go into the back there, and that's as far as you can go.
Yeah.
And the church.
You can rent, or I don't know if they still do it, but you used to go there and rent the space, and they had weddings and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it'd have to be a small wedding.
Yeah.
Well, the chapel's next door.
Oh, this is a triptych that I'm going to submit.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Anyway, that's it.
That is
Cool.
funny.
All right.
Okay, Penny.
Well, these beginning ones are shot at the Oaks there in Los Osos. And this is my first time using Pinhole. So I had a produced Pinhole for my Canon R5. So I used it with an EF adapter. And it had a zoom factor. I could go from 40 millimeters to 60 millimeters using the zoom function if I wanted to.
On the pinhole itself?
I'm not sure how it works. I just buy it. So
Okay.
yeah, I think it's just like a regular zoom where you have you can change it in the front of the lens.
Right,
Penny
right.
just uses them. She doesn't explain them.
Yeah. No, so it's got a zoom ring on it, basically.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
what I have. And it didn't come with glass on the front, but it did take a filter on the front. So I just bought a $9 filter from Amazon to just a haze filter, I think, to protect it.
Yeah, very good.
But you can't photograph those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer because the filter cuts that out.
All right.
And this is just one of the refracting of the light coming through.
That's neat.
Yeah, I think that one's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I found a ladybug.
Wow.
Good.
You know, those things bite.
Yes,
Oh,
they
yes.
do. We found that out.
Yeah.
We were on the tandem and we'd riding around Gold Rush country and we came into Yosemite Valley and it had been hot and dry everywhere. Now there's water and all this stuff and a ladybug lands on us. Oh, that's cool. Ladybug's great. Then they started biting us.
Yeah.
And then it suddenly wasn't so great anymore.
The ranger said they'd just come out of hibernation
Yeah.
because the snow had melted enough.
They
And
must
they
have been
hibernate
hungry.
underneath the snow in these big clusters of bugs. And,
Yeah.
and they're hungry.
When I was a teenager, I spent a summer helping my grandfather build a cabin up off of Highway 49, and I would go fishing a lot along the stream. It's called the Wild Plum Creek, and this one time I went out and the ladybugs were swarming. I mean, the air was thick with these things, and they landed on me and they started biting me. I wasn't happy about it.
No.
Pretty surprising.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you think they'd be, nice little creatures, but they're mean, they're vicious.
They're nice, hungry little creatures.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
There's at the beginning of the trail.
Yeah.
Mhm. Lizard chasing. Yep.
Yep, there's the lizard. Didn't want to leave him out since I spent so much time chasing him.
He was a cooperative lizard.
Yeah.
It's like an owl.
Looks like an owl in there.
Yeah.
When I first looked at this, it reminded me of something that Edvard Munch, the Norwegian photographer, would do.
Yeah. I shot that, but not with a pinhole.
Oh, did it look better? Or this look better?
I haven't done too much with it yet, so it was kind of neat patterns in the wood and like the swirls and how it kind of an angle.
Yeah, it's a cool shot.
Yeah, that was right there at the beginning where we were all grouped. Yeah.
Yeah, well, if Munch's, painting the Scream. And
Yes, I thought of that too.
yeah, that's what I thought of here. Although it's not anything like it, but it's the feel of it, I think.
Yeah.
It looks like
It
ET
has
to
the
me. I
same,
see ET.
kind of lines and stuff.
Right. And what'd you say, Elaine?
I see ET.
Oh yeah.
His two eyes there.
Yeah, when he's very old.
Yes.
ET at 185.
Yeah, I think the pinhole makes this more interesting.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
I think it does too.
I like it.
Yeah, because I think it's the softness and then the lines and how they swirl around. Here's
That's
some.
the port there, or marina, excuse me. The marina.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were lucky to get out of the tree area, the oaks stuff. The police were there, and you can't remove artifacts from the forest, and that was us, but we managed to get away.
Hmm.
This is the one that I submitted. I
Mhm.
called it Watcher in the Woods.
Okay.
Hmm.
And that's eucalyptus right there next to the marina. I
Mhm.
really liked the way the bark was hanging off there. And then I saw through the bark, then there was a knothole there that looked like an eye. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you turned it horizontal, it would look like an alligator.
probably so. I know I did try shifting it, but I really liked
Yeah.
this angle.
Well, yeah.
And that's came in second place, but they only let me put one up on the website, but I like this one too.
So you tried to put two up and they only took one? Is that what you said?
No, I knew that I only had one chance.
Okay.
It was hard if, just limiting, choosing one. It was hard.
hmm
And here's Elaine flirting with me.
Yeah, she's nonstop with that. You got to keep your distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You notice I made her move her hand.
Well, your hand is in an interesting place.
Well, it's a
So Ron's right
picture.
there. He's
Yeah.
You have to send me a copy.
okay.
And then Ed wanted to get in on the action.
Yeah.
I got jealous.
I felt like He-Man.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Penny.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
I want to go next year too. Let's have another
Yeah,
pinhole day.
we should do it next
We'll
year.
do something else.
Okay, so now Elaine and Chuck,
Want
I
me to
think you
share
said
your
you had
screen?
something too. So
Yeah, just a couple things.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
can I do it?
I need a mouse.
What happened to Cheryl?
she's sleeping.
You gotta open the phone.
What?
What are you gonna use?
You didn't open them yet?
No.
Okay, let me cancel that. If someone else wants to go first, I gotta find my pictures first because
I'll go
they're
first. I
on
guess.
Ron's computer.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. All right.
Says sitting there, show and tell.
Got a friend that's been wanting to go out shooting pictures with me for a while, so we finally went out yesterday, and we went up to Cayucas to that boat that was
Yeah, you
ran
can show.
aground,
Yeah.
and it's a pretty boring day. The surf wasn't very good, and no clouds in the sky, so I was using my infrared filter and shot that of the boat.
Wow.
You shot this from the cliff.
Yeah, I wanted to go down the beach, but
What you
my
doing?
friend didn't particularly want to climb down the cliff with all the gear and everything, so we got lazy.
Yeah. Well,
That's a nice shot.
Yeah.
yeah, it is. You have to get careful going down the beach because
Yeah.
it's
Hide
there's a
your
couple
stuff.
places on climbing down that you could hurt yourself.
Yeah. Funny
But
thing is, the wind blew his hat off, so he ended up climbing down there, but he left
Yeah.
his gear up on top of the cliff.
I wait. Mhm.
Yeah, I saw a photo of this boat
I don't know.
that the person made from the left side,
Yeah.
our left, and
Uh-huh.
but he was on the beach, and it was really pretty spectacular. So
Yeah, I've seen a lot of really neat shots with right time of the day, the sunset, or
Yeah.
low tide or high surf. It has
Right.
a lot of potential. But
That's what I'm saying.
yesterday was just kind of So,
Yeah.
Yeah, the gull on top is great.
yeah. I didn't really notice that until I got home and processed it.
Did you use a neutral density
No, I
filter?
used the infrared filter, and that
Oh,
makes the
infrared.
exposures really long.
Oh,
All of these are, almost all of these are with infrared. Let's see. Okay, let's try and do this again. There we go. This is from the same spot, just looking over at the rock and the towers. Again with infrared. The infrared makes the plants on the hills over by Los Osos almost look like snow,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
but no snow there. And this one, we went down to the Morro Rock, and we were going down to the beach, and I just kind of got really intrigued with the ice plant that was growing along the dunes there. But I had a telephoto lens, and I wanted everything in sharp and focus, so I did a focus stacking of this to get the the rocks and the ice plant all sharp. Again, the sky was drab, so I actually dropped in different clouds to make it pop a little better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I like that filter.
It's a different
Yeah,
perspective than what you normally see.
the filter's been fun.
Is that a regular camera that?
Yeah, it's just my Nikon D850. It's not modified, so I use the infrared filter. It just takes a really long exposures.
So
Yeah.
this is great.
Cool.
This is the stacked photo again to get the plants in the foreground sharp. Again, as a telephoto, I just like the stacks. I guess they're going to be tearing them down, so I figured I should at least get one shot of them.
That'd work for architecture.
Yeah, I was thinking that I would, if I'm around to submit, I'm probably going to be in North Carolina during the competition.
Well, you can still submit
You
it.
can still
Yeah.
submit.
So when you do the focus stacking, which I've never done, you're obviously on a tripod.
Yes.
Then you have to change the focus point.
Mm-hmm.
How do you have to be very careful you don't jiggle the camera.
Yes and no. I mean, in Photoshop, the process is you take all the different exposures and then you auto align them. And that will shrink them down to size, because once you start changing the focus, the shape, the size, the image size changes.
Right.
So they have to be sized to fit each other. So a little shake isn't going to kill you on this.
They call it focus breathing.
Yeah, and actually some cameras have, I think my camera actually has a thing where it will focus stack for you, or at least take the exposures at different focus points. I haven't tried that yet.
You could set your original focus point, click the shutter, and then the camera would set the next focus point, and you
Yes.
the shutter, etc. Okay.
Yeah, my camera will do that. I just haven't tried it yet. And
yeah.
Photoshop does a decent job.
Yeah. This is just a straight shot. This is just some gold prints I saw in the sand. I just like the patterns.
That's nice.
And this is just some bowl kelp. I kind of like the shape. That's infrared. And I think that's it. Yep. That's
Cool
all
shot.
I have.
Yeah, those are nice, Chuck.
Thanks. It was just kind of a spur of the moment. Like I said, my friend was born in Chile, but he grew up in Redondo Beach, and now he's living here in Pismo. So we got together, and it was good. I had a good time.
Jack, sorry. When you say that you use the infrared filter, it means that you put the filter in front of your lens and stop. That's all?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
wonder.
a lot of people will take the infrared cutoff filter out of their camera, have their camera modified, and then you can do, fast shutter speeds.
No, yes, okay.
I didn't want to spend the money, and I didn't want to really destroy a camera doing that. So I'm paying.
What brand is the filter that you
It's
purchased?
a Hoyo.
Oh, okay.
It's you can buy them in different wavelengths. I've got a 720 nanometer one. But if you get one that's within the 600 nanometer range, I think you can kind of color balance it a little better, and you can do some neat stuff with that. When I tried it with my filter, it's red. It's all red. You can't do anything with it.
So that's why you converted to black and white?
Yeah.
Okay.
And with the filter, I can take it off and take a normal picture and then combine the two sometimes, depending on the lighting conditions. If it's real sunny, the shadows start moving, and then you have problems. It works best when it's overcast.
So the shorter the wavelength, the more color you get.
Yeah, because I forget where visible red cuts off, but it's
Near red.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at a color chart, you know, in the infrared spectrum, then you're going to see it'll start light and go to much darker as it progresses.
yeah.
So become less infrared to more infrared. Is that
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. So, in the 600 range, you're closer to visible light.
Right, right.
So,
Therefore, you'd get more of the normal spectrum, you know, how
yeah.
the normal spectrum would bleed through or come through.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, with the 720, it's just like all you get is infrared. and
Right, right.
That's it. So,
You shoot in color or in black and white?
I'm shooting raw, so
Okay.
it registers as color.
Oh.
Hey. But I usually shoot with the camera in monochrome mode, just so I can see on the
Immediately what
the feedback what it looks like in black and white. But when I go to process it, it's all red. Then I have to convert it back to black and white.
Well, when you have a modified camera, it kind of has a weird look to it. Also, when you get your images, they don't look black and white. You have to you have these
Yeah.
steps you have to go through to convert them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Just for history, infrared was discovered in 1900 by a German named German scientist Wilhelm Ritter, I believe, and then the Englishman John Herschel discovered ultraviolet the next year. So just some historical perspective.
I went to elementary school with Carl Ritter.
I went to elementary school with John Ritter.
Well, I don't know where John Ritter fits in, but Carl Ritter is a direct descendant of Willem.
I was going to mention John Ritter, but he beat me to it.
So, Chuck, let me ask you one question. So, when you open, so you make the photo with the filter. When
Yes.
you open the original, is everything is red?
Everything's red, yeah.
Okay, and then you change to mono. You change to mono. Okay.
Let me share again and then
Yeah, perfect.
show you
Be fun.
what it looks like.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I like that.
Okay, so where'd it go? Here we go. You see that now?
Nope.
No,
You
really.
stopped sharing your screen.
Let me try that again.
You got to share your screen again.
I thought I did.
You broke it.
Yeah. All right, you see it now?
Yeah.
Nope. There it is.
Okay. Here's the color one of the boat.
Okay.
Kind of boring. So this is what it looks like.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, perfect.
So, in camera, bring it up. You see the camera raw now, or you still see
Yeah.
red?
No, we see
Yeah.
camera raw.
Okay.
That's perfect.
So change it to black and white, and then you can
Yeah.
do things.
Yeah, thank you for showing that.
Yeah, that's cool stuff.
Hey, Chuck,
Uh-huh.
there's a guy by the name of Rob, SHEA Photography on YouTube, and he has ways to do the conversion.
Oh, yeah?
To allow you to change your exposure in Lightroom so you can actually see the stuff. He
Mm-hmm.
also shows you how to write a LUT so you can convert.
Yeah, I've seen some like that, and I think a lot of that is if they are using the infrared that isn't quite as intense. You know, it's in the 600 nanometer range rather than the
He
720.
has one for the 590, the 720.
Okay.
He has one for 850 as well.
So, Chuck, why, I mean, instead of converting in Camera Raw, you could just do it in Photoshop.
Yeah, but it's always good to first get your image somewhat adjusted in Camera Raw because you have more leeway with the.
Right, so you adjust it and then take it out of black and white and then convert it to black and white in Photoshop.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Because I do that, you know, I'll try to in Camera Raw, I'll get it the way I kind of want it looking, but then I turn off black and white, bring it into Photoshop, put the black and white filter on it, because then I've got more control over color channels and things like that. You know, I mean, because you know you can change hue and tone and all that with you know, when you're in Photoshop, that you can't really mess around with too much in you know, in Camera Raw.
Yeah.
And
It's fun. Something new to play with.
how
I
much
need something new.
sorry, Chuck, how much you change the exposure when you put the filter? So
My exposures are between 15 and 30 seconds.
okay,
And it's usually like I'm shooting at ISO 500,
okay.
around F10, F14. It varies, but it's really dense.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Hard
Because
to get, it's hard to compose when you look through the glass. Is it hard
You
to?
can't see at all.
You have to compose first.
Yeah. it's just black.
It's like putting a 10-stop neutral density.
and
Yeah,
exactly.
it's actually worse, but it's like that.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I have a 10x neutral density also, and it's just like, oh God. I think I overdid it with this one.
Thank you, Chuck.
Okay, let me
That-
share my screen
That was
now.
very helpful.
You lose it.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
All right, let me.
Elaine, you've got something on in the photo itself. You need to, if you can, move those windows out.
What's the matter?
What I'm seeing is I'm seeing a screen there on.
Is that better?
Yeah, if you make it full screen, that's better.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Good.
There.
Right there.
Okay. This was not taken on Pinhole Day, but we went out and practiced with the Pinhole beforehand to see how it would work. And I was having a lot of fun with the sun flare because, you know, it just had such a prismatic effect. So this was one of them where I just didn't worry about all the sun flare, and
Well, it works. I think it works cool.
yeah, it just gave it a completely different look. But then this is on Pinhole Day when we went to Harmony in the morning, and some of them came out sharp and some of them didn't. So they're fairly sharp.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And that's not sharpened in the computer. That's just the way they looked in the camera.
You've got a lot. You have a what, 48 megapixel?
46, yeah.
46, yeah. See, I've got a 24.
42, I guess. 42. I can never remember. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
I've got a 24, and I mean you've got a lot more information, so your images are going to be sharper.
Yeah, but some of them aren't. Some of them come out real blurry, and they were all on a tripod, so I don't know what the difference is.
Focus. It's called focus.
Yeah, but like this one's not quite as sharp, but I kind of liked the window and all the little shadows on there. And see, that one's kind of
There's the Harmony cow.
the Harmony cow, and I don't know who that is standing.
Somebody took the frisbee out of its mouth though.
Yeah, they used to have a Frisbee, didn't
That's the cow I met in Bakersfield.
it?
Gets around like you.
And then I took a few in the Oaks.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one that I ended up posting.
Mhm. Yeah, I like that. What did you title it? It would had a good title.
I don't even remember. What did I title it? Something about
Stretching or reaching or
reaching something, reaching branches, maybe.
yeah, it was a good title.
It wasn't really that imaginative, but and then I was chasing the lizard around also. He was a pretty cooperative lizard. And that was, oh, this is another one from the practice day when I was shooting into the sun a lot.
Yeah, that's out in Garvey.
Yeah,
No, Gary. It's
Gary.
Gary,
yeah,
by the
Garey.
Gary, right by the Gary store.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's it, I think.
very nice. I like that one, Elaine. Looks great.
Yeah, I liked the sunflower. It was kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Well,
I have some.
Oh, Ron has a couple.
sunflower can be effective. I mean, look at how many times you see it in the movies.
Yeah.
Elaine, did you make your own pinhole lens?
What's that?
You make your own pinhole lens?
Yeah, that's just a lens cap with a little tiny hole drilled through the, with a pin. I found actually a needle, the smallest gauge needle I could find to make the smallest hole possible.
These are mine. We were at Harmony. How to get back to the.
I don't know. I like your near far. Okay,
I
does it
like
stare down?
I like the perspective on it, Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good.
You can use an arrow.
Yeah. And this is the same truck. I
Hmm.
like the reflection of the mirror.
Yep, that's effective.
And this is those spinners were really going to town, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
playing with them.
good.
This is the Oaks, it's the butt tree.
Yeah,
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yep.
a good crack there.
And from a distance, it looked like a face was in this hole. A bark, never barked.
Uh-huh.
And we were all standing around talking, and we're like, I want to take a picture or something. So that was a line in the parking lot.
I don't think you submitted anything to the website there for Pinhole Day, did you?
Can't see it.
Well, Ron had 3 different eye appointments this week, and he's had his eyes dilated for like 3 days. And
Oh,
he
no.
hasn't been able to see, and before that he was having a hard time seeing in his computer.
So
This
that
one,
was,
it looks like there's a hand coming over that dock there.
right here.
I know there must be kayaks or something, but it looks like fingers to me.
Oh yeah. Oh, it does, now that you say it.
That's all.
Good.
I like that one. Nice.
It was a fun day.
Yeah, it was.
You guys are, can you hear me?
Anyone?
No,
Guys,
We got to get out of here.
you gotta stop sharing. Go up to there.
Oh, there it is. I can't see.
Sharing up, no, up there. Okay.
can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Everything went quiet for a while. I was wondering if
Oh, you weren't saying anything.
that would be unusual.
Mm.
Well, the Calverts lost their
We
video
lost.
feed.
Okay, yeah, I knew something was wrong.
What did you do, Ron?
I don't know.
We can still hear you.
Oh, well, we don't have, no, that's not the right thing, I don't think.
Uh-oh.
There you're back
I'm back? Okay.
and you're front.
Yay.
Everybody sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else have something to show? Anything?
No.
Okay, then.
We lost Cheryl, didn't we? Oh, no, there's
No,
Cheryl.
she's there.
I see you. I
Oh,
see
yeah.
you.
I wonder who
I'd like
called-
somebody to come over here and wash my truck before we leave.
No, we have to go to Cheryl's car wash with it.
Oh, yeah.
who is call in number 2. Caller in number 2. Just the phone icon. Hasn't said anything.
No idea.
Let's see here. Let's see. Look. Yeah, call in user number 2. Oh well.
Macchia from Russia.
Yeah.
Somebody wanting you to renew your automotive warranty.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's the announcer that was on ESPN or whatever? Now he's doing car warranty commercials.
We were at Yosemite. I think it was there in the summer. It might have been the winter, but there was a gal at the Lower Yosemite Falls, and somebody was video recording her. She was talking about the falls and the park and everything, and it was really good. She was really doing a good job of it. And I asked her, I says, who are you recording for? This is very professional done. She says, oh, it's just my husband and I, we have a blog. And that surprised me because she was very good at her announcing diction and keeping the focus not on her, which is what most of the blog shit is about. You see this guy's ugly face for 40 minutes and you never see the park. But it was really well done. And I told her, I said, you might want to pursue that profession. I said, I think you have a lot of talent. I don't know if she ever did or not. But she was pretty good.
Yeah, I think I told you I have a friend who fell off of those falls.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
where?
Well, the mist trail? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Nevada Fall.
The
Yeah.
Nevada, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess Vernal Falls is above it, or is it?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, there's Vernal in Nevada.
Is Vernal below? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, Nevada's that's right.
Yeah, a guy who was in quotes a guru in programming language that I used to work in, and he used to give at the conferences, developer conferences, he would talk, and his at that time his son was I think 9 or 10 years old, and the kid knew this language also, and he would step in and say a few things, and they were exploring, and they went down. They left the wife up, or maybe she was walking down. I don't remember. But anyway, they went down the falls and fell off.
Both of them?
They fell
Both of
on
them.
the,
Both of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Went over the falls then.
Yeah. They slipped, I guess, on the trail. that mist trail. It's really.
it's real slippery, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Did
God.
they survive the fall?
They did not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, we went up to the first falls there on the Mist Trail. And then they have these slabs of granite that the water goes very shallow across,
Mhm.
but you can see it's just full of algae.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
That all you'd have to do is step on it, and you'd be down into the water and over the lip of the falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I walked down the mist trail when I was younger and stupider, and it's really slippery.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
start off dry, and by the time you get to the bottom, I mean, you're soaked. You
Yeah.
know?
We
Yeah, it
did the
depends
Mist
on
Trail
what
and
time of
then
year.
we also did the Nevada Trail.
Yeah.
But that was years ago when we did the Mist Trail. Yeah, it was very slippery. I was pregnant when they did it.
I wasn't.
Well, it was really, really hard because I was getting very tired, but
We were there in August and it wasn't quite so wet,
Yeah.
yeah,
but
we
there
were
was
there
still
in
plenty of
summer.
mist.
It was just hot. It was really hot, and the spray actually felt good, but
Well, I think I was maybe 30 when I did that, and not, not realizing how dangerous it was. There was a bunch of us went down. There's 5 or 6 of us went down. We, we all made it, but
well, lots of people go up and down that every year.
yeah. But knowing what I know today, I would never have tried that if I'd known that when I was 30 years old.
We took a mule trip that took us up to the top of Nevada Falls.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We didn't do them in the same day. One day we went to Vernal Falls, and the next day we took the other trail and we went up to Nevada Falls.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, that was a long uphill walk.
Yeah, I walked down into the Grand Canyon down to Phantom Ranch quite a few years ago, and we had the mules bring in the supplies, the tents and all that kind of stuff. Easy going down, walking out was a different story. It's like 4,600-foot elevation gain or something, you know.
Yep. That's it. We did the hike
But
to Havasu Falls,
uh-huh.
and same thing. We had the mules take our gear down into the canyon and then take it back out. So we just had our camera gear and our day pack with us to climb in and out. But yeah, 10 miles of pretty much, well, it's uphill. And then, what was it, a 3 mile stretch up the
Yeah,
switchbacks
it's
or
only about
something
2 or 3
Yeah.
miles. It's really steep. The rest of it's pretty shallow, and you don't
at the
realize it
end?
so much. But yeah, just
Well, I'm not
Yeah.
sure
from the rim
I'm
getting
not sure
down into
how,
the general area there, it's I think 2 or 3 miles of it's probably, well, I don't know, but it's like Penny said, switchbacks. It's reasonably steep, but the rest of it's
Not so bad.
pretty easy stuff even going up.
well, I'm not sure how far, I don't remember how far or how long that Bright Angel Trail. I'm pretty sure that's when we went down. And anyway, I thought I did pretty good to make it out in about an hour and a half. So I got up to the top, went into the bar with my friend, and there were 5 guys in there that had been training for some NFL or whatever, and they had come down and passed me on the way down and passed me on the way back. So
Oh, wow. Yeah. We did just not so long ago from the North Rim. We went down, I think it was 1,500 feet into the canyon
mhm.
and then back out. And it was like a 3 mile round trip, I think.
What
Yeah.
was that bridge we went down to?
Yeah, we went to some kind of bridge. It was with
Tunnel. What was the bridge?
something tunnel,
Some kind of tunnel, yeah.
Supai
Supai
tunnel.
Tunnel. Yeah, I think it was Supai Tunnel.
And I felt really good just doing that hike, and that's not even I mean, you're just starting getting
Yeah.
down to the water.
Yeah, I think it was 3 miles each way.
I don't think it was that far,
Yeah, I
was
think
it?
it was.
Well,
It was.
Well,
We noticed the gradient more on the way up than we did on the way down.
yes, that's generally the way it works.
And that's the crazy thing, is because it's all flatter downhill except for the climbing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've never figured out why that is. When I was in the Grand Canyon on my way out, I met a woman who was 70 years old, and she had started at the top and she was down almost to the bottom. And she said, It'll take me the rest of the day to get out, but I mean,
Yeah.
she was walking back out.
The
Yeah.
Oh
same
my
day?
gosh, how impressive is
Wow.
that?
Yeah.
I was on a bike tour with my friend Bob Wagner. He used to organize these trips every couple of weeks. He'd do 80, 100 miles a day with all the camping gear on your bikes. And a guy named Merlin was with us. He was 70 years old and he was doing all right. He wasn't the fastest one there, but he wasn't the slowest either. He was probably in the top 20% so far as, getting in at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Those old guys.
Yeah.
Who's talking?
That's that unknown visitor.
Well, be sure to look at the chat because Cheryl left us a message. So if you haven't looked there.
Okay, then.
Any questions? Hope I see you all at the car wash.
Yeah, you send us an email if you can. Would you?
I won't be at the library.
Send us an email about the car wash, where it is.
Wait, felt like there's something a car wash.
Okay,
Come by until
it's
when?
at First Baptist Church on Saturday
Church. Oh,
from
okay.
11 to 1:30.
On Saturday? Hmm.
Yes,
Are they going to wax too?
donations only. It's to raise money for the
Saturday at First
the,
Baptist Church.
kids running club that I coach, for them to get uniforms.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe we'll go get a car.
never mind.
First
I was
Baptist
going to say
Church.
something, but
Okay, I gotta go.
okay,
Good
Cheryl.
night.
All right.
Oh,
See you
good
later,
night,
baby.
Cheryl.
I'm going to
Night.
disappear
Good
too.
night.
You can talk about me when
Bye.
I'm gone.
Yep. We're running out of battery.
Okay.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night
I'm
to
turning
See
on-
everyone.
y'all.
May the light be with you.
I'm
Good
turning
night,
off the
sir.
recording.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Chuck, again for the advice.
No problem.